Hello my PC students. Anyway, this video is about company contractors' hourly payrolls, and again we'll be going over average, max, minimum, the basic formulas that you should already know. So this should be pretty easy for you. So let's go to File and go to Open and go to Browse, and once again go to your classes drive, go to PC, go to Teaching Documents, and go get the one called XX Dunkirk 1 Payroll and open it. And the very first thing we'll do is go File, Save As, and you're going to go to Browse, and you're going to go to your name, and then you're going to go to Print Com, and you're going to go to Excel, and you're going to click in the file name box, press Home, and type in your first name and the current date for you, and save it. Alright, and let's check. It's Arial again, so click in cell A1, hold down your Shift key and click in about J23 and make it Calibri and size 12. Alright, and then let's go to View, go to Zoom, and put it up to 140. Alright, that's good. So here we have our employees, our contractors, their first and last name, and here's the hours that they put in. Not available means that they weren't available for work. Now when a 0 was put in, it means that you showed up to work but you didn't get any work due to rain or snow, whatever the reason, but you were sent home. A blank cell, you just plain don't know. You weren't available but you didn't get any hours either. So, and when Excel works, a blank cell is nothing, but a 0 counts as a value, and you're going to see that in a minute or so. So the average hours, I would put in equals average and open our parentheses, and we want to highlight the hours for January. So the total hours we had, the average hours we had, was a 10-hour day. Alright, and then grab your fill handle and drag across. Alright, so now we have the average hours. If we take a look at our formulas, average for January, average for February, average for March, average for April. Alright, now the least hours. What was the least hours that they worked? So equals min for minimum, the smallest, the least, and in January the least hours worked was 0, because remember, not available doesn't count. So, but zeros are a value. And now drag it across, and the least hours worked in February, March, and April was 10. Note the not applicables or not available doesn't count, and neither do the blank cells. Alright, now the maximum, so that's equals max. You want the largest. So what was the most number of hours that were worked? And the most, or the greatest, was 20. Alright, and grab your fill handle over, and it turns out it was 20, 30 hours, 23 hours, 22. So that was the maximum. Now it asked you how many contractors were available. Alright, this is where you've got to really remember, we're counting now. Equals count, and we are counting values only. When you showed up to work, either you have 0 if you didn't get any hours, otherwise you'll have a number. And we want to count values, so it's count. So I want to highlight here from C4 to C13. Alright, and how many do I have? I have 9, because one contractor was not available. So all the rest were available. Alright, I'm going to drag this across. And now take a look. We only have 8. We have a blank and a not available. So therefore, 2 could not be counted. Here you have a not available, and a blank, so only 7 can be counted. Here you have not available, blank, not available, only 6 were available for work. Now, how many contractors did you have? Alright, we want to go to equals count A, which says count all, meaning the text and numbers. Alright, so here we're going to count, and guess what? We are going to get 10 contractors. That's how many are your contractors that will work for you. They're on the list. But the 9 is how many actually showed up to work, and February 8, March 7, April 6. So there's the difference there. Now here, if I did this, if I did equals count, and I open my parentheses and I try counting text, take a look. I get 0, right? Because count cannot count text. It can only count numbers. That's why you had to use count A to say count text and values. That's the difference there. Okay, now with average hours here, watch. If I take out this 0 and I press delete here, now your average goes up to 11.25, because remember, a 0 is a value, so it will reduce your average. And if you go here and click hold and drag, it says the average, the sum here is 90. Okay, 90, and if you've got 9 available contractors, if you take 90 divided by 9, your average is 10, right? Okay, if I take the 0 out now and put down nothing, now if I select this column here, my sum is 90, but my average is 11, because I only had 8 people available, because that blank doesn't count. So that's very important for you to know. Oh, whoa, go Control Z. Okay, so there's my 0 back, and now if I select here, it says 90. Down here, it says 90, and the average is 10, because we divided by 9 contractors, so 90 divided by 9 will give you 10. And here we had 8 contractors. What's the total here? The total here is 161, so your average is 20, rounded off. And here we went 2 decimal places, so you can see that it's 20.13. All right, so that's pretty well what you're doing there. That's what you were doing. So I'm going to delete this one now, because I just wanted to explain that to you. All right, so save your work. Go Control S to save. We're going to stop there, and you are going to do your headers and footers on your own, and of course do your titles.